Hi class. So for the part 2 of our discussion in methods in doing philosophy, now let's focus on the two specific methods in doing philosophy. First, let's talk about Socrates and the Sophists. We'll now compare Sophists Protagoras, Gorgias, and Thrasymachus to Socrates. So the Sophists were introduced in Plato's books as basically the enemies of philosophy. Kung bakit, bigyan mo natin ng konting highlight kung sino yung mga Sophists. In general terms, the Sophists' thinking was based on three particular theories. First, relativism, the idea that there's no such thing as truth or falsity. The truth depends on each person's point of view. So that is why for them it's better to think on the happiness instead of the truth, because truth is something that's very relative. Depende sa kung sino titingin, sino kausap mo, at sino ang gustong makita o sabihin yung katotohanan. Next is on skepticism. Considering that we can't know the reality, as such, anything said about it can't be believed because during their times, wala pang mga particular na instrumento para malaman kung ano nga ba yung katotohanan. They are to focus on what's happening right now, then ponder on the things that they can actually validate. And lastly, conventionality focuses on separation between the physis and the nomos. The laws that rule humans' behavior are not given by the nature. Instead, they are built by themselves. Ibig sabihin, the things that we do, things that we understand, our behavior itself, hindi yan binigay ng nature, hindi yan bahagi ng natural laws of the world. Rather, those are constructed by us, or in a more modern term, socially constructed lahat ng mga bagay-bagay sa mundo, particular or primarily yung behavior ng tao. However, for Socrates, yung problema is that it all boils down to the distinction between persuasion and truth-seeking and rhetoric and philosophy, because the Sophists are more concerned with how the people will believe their ideas, thus they focus more on the rhetoric. They make good but mostly untrue points, because Sophists focus on how they speak or deliver their speeches more than what is the content or what they're actually saying. One main reason kung bakit ganito is binabayaran sila ng kung sino mang royalty or hari na nag-arkila sa kanila, ng humingi ng serbisyo nila para gawin ang pagsalita, ang public speaking, makipag-debate, makipag-argue, because basically they are merchants of knowledge. It's not entirely about the content, but on how they deliver their speeches or the actual rhetorics behind whatever it is that they're speaking. Hence, doon nagkaroon ng problema si Socrates. We want to actually know reality, ba tayo magsisettle sa mga bagay na, or ba tayo magsisettle sa isang bagay na tatanggapin lang natin as is because sumuko tayo, o gagawin na lang natin isang bagay kasi pinabayaran tayo para gawin yon. We can simply say that Socrates is not fond of such method in seeking or sharing knowledge. Hence, Socratic method was invented. Before we talk about Socratic method, meron muna dalawang version ng debate or argument. First is eristic or eristic. When we talk about eristic, it can be compared to a debate competition. One party argues against another party, thus one's gain is proportional to another's loss. Ibig sabihin, may nanalo, may natatalo. So, pag-uusapan natin kung ang isang bagay ba, halimbawa, or parang masasabi ang isang bagay ay isang upuan, at the end of the debacle or the end of the debate, may isang magwawagi at masasabing siya yung tama, and the other one, consider na talo, siya yung mali. For dialectic, it is rather constructive. Ibig sabihin, hindi kayo nagdedebate, rather, both of you are partners in coming up with actual truth, what is actually valid, or to define something, to produce knowledge based from your arguments, or based from your changing of ideas. So the first one is more inclined for sophists because, again, opinion ko lang to, first and foremost, dapat magaling ka magsalita. It doesn't matter if your content, the content of whatever it is you're speaking, has many bearings in it, as long as kaya mong i-deliver siya properly. Yet, for Socratic method, it's more inclined to dialectic because those people who are arguing with one another are basically partners. Because the aim of dialectic or Socratic method is to come up with something new, to come up with knowledge based from two contrasting ideas, contrasting notions. Socratic method is also known as dialectic. It's an excellent technique for dialectical discussions. So moving on, since each party alternately defend and critique, take note, critique both sides of a particular issue, not criticize, but critique, offer positive or negative reinforcements in order to specifically or broadly understand a particular stand or particular issue. It consists of three particular techniques: division, collection, and contradiction. The first one is division, is the splitting of a concept into reasonable divisions. So this starts with a definition of a broad concept and then divides this into two or more specific sub-concepts. And this procedure is repeated paulit-ulit until a definition of a desired concept is reached. So yung division na yan, yun yung precursor sa modern taxonomy na meron tayo. For you to win a debate concept, dinidivide natin into smaller sub-definitions in order to reach that actual definition, that desired definition of a concept. From just a mere question, plants? May iba't ibang klase ba ng plants? Alam natin may iba't ibang klase ng plants. And yung mga gantong klaseng plants, meron pa siya iba't ibang subdivisions. Gantong klaseng plants, may iba't iba pa. Until mag-reach tayo sa final desired concepts natin. Yung specific concepts. Or hindi lang natin identify natin ang, say, ang plant kingdom as per se, ang lahat ng halaman ay halaman. Within that, ang dami pang iba't ibang subtypes ng halaman. Next, we have collection or synagogue. It's the collection of similar items or examples, then looking for a common principle, a denominator, sort of, similar to identifying the genus and differentia in a concept. For example, balikan natin yung example sa previous lecture. Ito ay isang larawan ng isang upuan. Sofa, pero upuan. Ito yung upuan na yung black. Ito ay upuan din. Kahit mukhang wobbly siya or parang balloon. Ito naman ay upuan din, director's chair. At ito ay art, sculpture type na upuan. Yet, if we are to go back to the idea of synagogue or collection, what is the common denominator between all those 7 images? Are they all four-legged? Something we can sit onto with backrest? That common denominator can serve as a means in understanding the specific, definite, resolute definition that we're trying to understand and finding the reality of what a chair is or what particular concept is, a definition is, or what knowledge can be. Then, lastly, contradiction is basically reductio ad absurdum. So, it's reduction to the absurd by exposing impossibilities arising from certain initial premises. Pag sinabi natin reductio ad absurdum, it's the disproof of propositions by showing absurdity in its conclusion. Na kahit mukha tayo nagsasabi ng isang bagay na totoo, by proving through Socratic method na merong some point sa isang sinasabi mo na walang kabuluhan, pwede nating i-debunk yung validity ng isang statement. For example, a chair can be defined as something to sit upon. This sort of definition entails that everything that is to be sat upon is a chair. However, tayo mga Pilipino, madalas po tayo sa sahig. So, can we consider a floor as a chair? Another example. So, question, so you think that gods know everything? Answer is, yes, because they are gods. So do some gods disagree with others? Yes, of course they do. They are always fighting. So gods disagree about what is true and right. may possibility. So some gods can be wrong sometimes, because if we are to look into it, if they are fighting about something, then there's always someone who's in the right side or the positive side of that argument and the negative side of that argument. I suppose, or we suppose, that there's a possibility in that. And therefore, we can conclude that gods cannot know everything. Kasi, balikan natin, may mga gods na nagkakamali. At pag nagkakamali ka, ibig sabihin may isang bagay ka na hindi alam. Hence, invalidate na natin yung unang statement na, so you think gods know everything. Using Socratic method, we exposed absurdity. Okay, yung parang kawalan ng kabuluhan dun sa original statement natin. In a way, we can say that Socratic philosophy or Socratic method per se shaped philosophy as we know it today. One of its weaknesses is also its greatest contribution to philosophy, the importance of identifying genuine. So siguro sa modern term, legit, the definition and the problem of identifying that particular definition. Since we're talking about definition, provide a clear definition. Socratic method is a method of analyzing a topic by formulating a series of questions designed to analyze its various aspects and examine and clarify a person's views on it. It's neither rhetoric, persuasive, nor a debate or a debacle. It's myotic or intellectual midwifery. Bakit myotic? Pag sinabi nating myotic kasi, in order for you to formulate latent concepts of a definition, it shall follow a logical sequence of questions or logical sequence of events. Para mag-come up ka ng isang katotohanan, dapat magkaroon ng logical na pagkakasunod-sunod sa pagbuo or pagsiwalat ng isang kaalaman or katotohanan. Nakuha ito ni Socrates sa kanyang midwife na mother, serving as assistant sa pagpapanganak, because kung midwife, it follows a logical steps sa pag-deliver ng isang baby. Socrates, as a philosopher for both men and women, he follows a logical sequence to arrive at clear definitions or clear understanding of one particular thing or subject matter or issue or topic that they want to fully understand. The participants in this particular dialogue do not force fit their own beliefs to one another's. Kasi nga, palitan na ng point of view. Walang panalo, walang talo. Lahat or parehas ng kasali sa pag-uusap na ito ay merong mapapala. Malaman nila yung katotohanan. In addition, Socratic method is skeptical. They try to doubt, to question things. They won't accept something as truthful. So, check nyo yung link kung tunay ba itong sinasabi ko. It is conversational. Again, intellectual midwifery. Nag-uusap kayo, hindi kayo nagtatalo. It's conceptual or definitional in that it sets as the goal of knowledge the acquisition of concepts. The Socratic method is empirical or inductive in that the proposed definitions are criticized by reference to particular instances, not for a different point of view that some are trying to force fit onto others. And the method is deductive in that a given definition is tested by drawing out its implications, by deducing its consequences. It enables us to move from the state of not knowing to that of knowing. The problem of definition is huge as it crushes any attempts on theorizing. Since definition is fundamental, not only in philosophy, but any particular fields in the sciences, both natural and the social. But this does not mean that we have nothing to rely on. There are truths in this world that are definite. Kaya nga, isip kayo ng isang statement that you are sure to be definite or certain. Okay? Moving on, we have methodic doubt. Rene Descartes sought to understand certainty. Pag sinabi natin certainty, what is considered as clear, resolute, actuality? Rene Descartes believed that for something to be accepted as the starting point of knowledge, an idea must be clear, claro, distinct, unique, and certain. He eliminated the ideas in his minds that can be doubted. Yung ginawa niyang practice na yun, yung ginawa niyang approach na yun, is what he coined as methodic doubt. So, methodic doubt is an exercise of skepticism. Skepticism is an attitude of doubt or questioning or disposition to incredulity, either in general or towards a particular object. Meaning, or to question truthfulness or the falsity of whatever it is that we are experiencing, that we are even listening right now. For him, there are three particular things that he doubted using that particular method. First, he doubted authority. Authority ng gobyerno, of the Holy Scripture, and so on. Those, for him, are things that can definitely be doubted. Pwede mong questionin. Second, he doubted experience. This is where the idea of an evil demon arose. So, first, authority, naniniwala siya na dapat mong questionin lahat ng binabato nila sa'yo. Again, we can say that we are not mere puppets to follow something that is being thrown right in front of us or being told us or command us to do. So we are to doubt that particular notion, that particular authority being thrown right in front of us. Second, he doubted experience. This is where the idea of the evil demon arose. For him, he believed that what if an evil demon is planting ideas in our minds? Thus, everything that we experience are just ideas planted by that particular demon. Ibig sabihin, lahat nararanasan natin ay hindi natin free will. Hindi natin ginusto. Even yung mapanaginip natin, hindi natin pwedeng paniwalaan. Lahat ng ginagawa natin, hindi pwedeng paniwalaan. Ang ginagawa mo ito sa mga oras na ito, hindi pwedeng paniwalaan. Because there's a possibility of a demon trying to plant that particular idea onto your mind that you're basically learning at this particular moment. You're basically following a new experience, experiencing something new in your life by doing online classes. Well, in fact, nilagay lang yan ng isang evil demon sa'yo. You're not basically experiencing something, you're just following ideas being planted onto you. Third, he doubted mathematics. In this case, he failed while during his time hindi pa ganun ko well established. However, mathematical truths are certain, even when we don't think of it. They are there. Pythagoras and even Euclid proved such. Our doubts about it does not affect its certainty. And lastly, yung pang-apat, he doubted whether he exists. He found out that to do that is also impossible because cogito ergo sum, or I think therefore I am, or I think therefore I exist. So how is that? Simply put, paano ko mag-iisip kung hindi ako nag-exist? There can be no doubting if there's nothing or there's no one existing to do that particular doubting. Ibig sabihin, for me to doubt something, dapat first and foremost, I exist to do that particular doubting. As such, sa lahat ng dinout niya sa mundo, ito lang yung tang na-prove niya. Why? Because for doubting to actually exist, or thinking to actually exist, the one doing that doubting or thinking should exist first. As such, cogito ergo sum, I think, therefore I exist. Such, I can do the particular thinking or doubting. Sa lahat ng gusto niyong tunayan or questionin, tang yung existence na lang yung kanyang napatunayan because no one will actually do the thinking, not even an evil demon. Kahit plant pa siya ng idea sa kanya, alam niya na regardless kung mali yung iniisip niya, yung means ng pag-iisip na yon, magagawa niya lang yun kung siya ay nabubuhay sa mundong to. So, doubting is a form of thinking. Thinking could not happen in a vacuum or out of nowhere. There must be an owner of these thoughts. Therefore, thinking implies that you exist as a substance. You would be contradicting yourself if you doubt that you actually exist at the very moment that you do the actual doubting. As a result, the self exists as at the very act of doubting, which is a form of thinking, or in other words, cogito ergo sum. I think, therefore I am. For you again to do the actual doubting, which is a form of thinking, you need to first exist. That's something, according to Descartes, that is absolute, regardless. Methodic thought's contribution to philosophy is its process of skepticism, questioning, doubting reality, doubting ideas, doubting knowledge itself, and consequently its embrace to truth and to certainty. And through that doubting, you try to prove that something is truthful, something is valid, something is genuine. Certainty is the most important foundation of philosophy. To be certain is an important factor, an important idea, an important notion in the actual doing of philosophy. Lastly, we talk about briefly about reductionist and holistic philosophy. This may be similar as to how analytic and speculative differs. Analytic is closer to reductionist philosophy, while speculative is closer to holistic. For one, reductionism focuses on the properties of its parts. It's how analytic philosophy works, emphasis on its far up specific parts and functions, while holism leans on the relationship between them. This is more related to speculative philosophy, which focuses on the grandeur or totality of the nature of reality. So, for your activity via discussion board, form a pair or trio. Form a pair or a trio with the help of your friend or friends. Choose one assigned philosophical question mula dun sa mga assigned or na-assign sa inyo na question to undergo dialectic Socratic method, to be precise. Try employing at least two particular techniques, either collection, division, or contradiction, and remember to try to debunk each other's claims in order to seek greater understanding of that particular question, or to validate or find an answer to that particular question. Each one should also note of each other's ideas. So, ang gagawin nyo, ang heading ang thread nyo will focus on that particular question. Then, each partner or kagrupo nyo will reply to that particular thread until mag-come up kayo ng isang kasagutan by employing again two techniques. Mag-come up kayo ng kasagutan para dun sa inyong natingin nyo employed that will find the genuine answer or genuine definition for that particular question through the Socratic method or dialectic. Okay? So with that, for questions, please use the discussion board in BBL para magkaroon tayo ng clear understanding dito sa activity to. With that, thank you.